I've grown real tired of people complaining about reviews, so now I'm going to complain about them and complete this Ouroboros of whining. It's become a somewhat heated discussion on Twitter about negative reviews sinking companies and how it's morally wrong to do so, which I never thought I'd see the day where you'd have random people being these corpo, like, PR punching bags where they will fight their battles online. So even when a product is objectively horrible, these barnacle-brained weirdos will come out of the woodwork to just try and shame you for pointing out that something's bad. How could you say that this product from multi-billion-dollar company is not good? What do you do? It's gonna get better, obviously. Just buy it and be happy. What do you do? You're pushing people away from buying it. Think of all the people that worked hard on this. No, just go buy it. What to buy? Consume and be happy. How could you possibly say it's bad? That kind of thing. It's so infuriating. Like, it's weird to be at this point where people feel like an allegiance to companies so much so that they will actually make their whole identity around them and fighting for their honor, as if it's their profession. Like, we see it a lot in gaming, like Xbox fans and Sony fans fucking constantly waging war against each other. But even outside of those two lunch tables throwing tomatoes at each other, it's become huge in the tech sector, is specifically with AI. So, I think most of you know what I'm talking about here because the biggest topic has been Marquise Brownlee's recent coverage of two awful products. This was the first one, and this was the biggest tweet that blew up and really started the conversation a couple weeks ago. And it's about this video posted by Marquise Brownlee about the Humane AI pin, which he calls the worst product he's reviewed so far. It is a pile of shit product, though. It is horrible. And the tweet says, I find it distasteful, almost unethical to say this when you have 18 million subscribers, hard to explain why, but with great reach comes great responsibility. This goober unironically had the chutzpah to drop a Spider-Man line here, fucking pulling into the sage wisdom of Ben Parker. It's a tech review, dummy! Like, what do you mean? He continues, potentially killing someone's nascent project reeks of carelessness. First, do no harm. Do no harm? He's a tech review channel, not a doctor. What are you talking about? This man's actually shedding tears. Won't somebody think about the billion-dollar corporations? For goodness sakes, for crying out loud. No one cares about the companies anymore. What a world. We used to be a proper society. This man's going on this whole spiel over him giving a scathing review to a trash product. And it is a scathing review, but it's also a super fair one. The whole point of reviews is to educate the audience on the product so they can make an informed decision on whether or not that's worth their hard-earned money. And in the case of the AI pin, the Humane AI pin, the answer is a resounding no from anyone with a functioning frontal lobe. It's garbage. It's fucking fish paste. For those that don't know, the Humane AI pin is an AI assistant that you snap onto your shirt and you can like ask it questions, but it has such limited features and it's not good at anything it does. It turbo sucks. It's also abominably slow, so if you ask it a question, there's a good chance it gets it wrong, A, and it also takes a long time to even give you an answer. You're probably better off writing your question down on a piece of paper and mailing it in to the authorities to have them mail back the answer, because it'd probably get there faster than the Humane AI pin would be able to find it for you. It is just worthless. It's like if you slapped on Microsoft Clippy from the early 2000s, but at least Clippy had a fun personality and it was goofy to mess around with. This thing is just a $700 headache. It is only useful in a world where smartphones didn't exist. Your phone does everything the Humane AI pin is supposed to do better. So there's just no reason why you would ever buy one. And Marquise Brownlee points out all of its shortcomings and says it's just a bad product overall that doesn't really do anything that makes it worth the price. And this guy has a conniption about it for some reason, and he starts fighting about the morality of giving a bad review because it's going to hurt the company. Well, you know what hurts the company more than a bad review is a bad product. So just make a better product. It's a pile of shit. And so you deserve to have bad reviews. That's how that works. But that whole negative review drama got so big on Twitter that Marquise Brownlee even made a response to it called "Do Bad Reviews Kill Companies?" And it's a really great response. I thought this would bury the conversation, but how wrong I was. I underestimated the brain rot on Twitter because Marquise Brownlee posted another video recently, which again tears into another bad product called Rabbit. And again, Twitter did what it does best. It enters into the fucking stupid loony bin here and pulls out the same takes about negative reviews sinking companies. I saw quite a few tweets on this video. Marquise Brownlee called the Rabbit R1 barely reviewable, and AI bros blew a gasket. They were off their gourd with anger, but this tweet was the one most people saw, and also the one Marquise Brownlee himself replied to. It says, if Marquise Brownlee decided his initial videos were barely reviewable instead of posting and iterating, would he be where he is today? Basically, his point is, if people had, shut him down early on without giving him a chance to grow and get better, he wouldn't be where he is today. The negative reviews would have sank him before he ever became the superstar he is today. Which is a fucking stupid take, and it's exactly what Marquise Brownlee points out. Good thing I have never charged anybody for those videos. These products he's reviewing aren't free. The Rabbit R1 is $200. The Humane AI pen is $700 and subscription. These are expensive products. They need to be reviewed and under intense scrutiny to see if it's worth buying for people. It's not the same as a child making YouTube videos that are completely accessible for free. You can't compare these two things. And I also hate this mentality of, it's gonna get better. You're trying to shut them down before they ever even improve on their design. Improve the design and then release it. How about that? Why not just release it when it's fully done? Why charge hundreds of dollars for basically the beta? Just to be first to the market. And then you just have to pay that upfront cost and hope that it gets better down the line. We see this shit all the time in gaming, and now we're seeing a lot in tech, where everyone's in this gold rush to be the first to the AI products. So everyone's releasing these half-baked, incomplete piles of steaming poop, and expecting you to pay hundreds of dollars for it, and the AI bros are defending it like, yeah, it's just gonna get better. So just buy it now because it's gonna get better. Why are you trying to review it right now? Well, he's reviewing it right now because you're paying for it right now. It's not a hard concept to grasp. In gaming, we see this all the time where you're getting charged like $70 for an early access game, and then the community will get mad at you if you start saying like, damn, this is terrible, it's completely non-functional. You'll have a huge hoopla. Well, what do you expect? It's early access. How could you possibly say that? It's just gonna get better. It's the beta. This is literally 1984. It is actually just gonna get better. It's early access. I mean, you paid $70 for it. You have a complete right to say like, hey, this sucks. I can't play it. You paid money for it. It doesn't matter if it gets better down the line, maybe. It's not like you're paying $70 for this idea in the future. You paid $70 now. And if it's bad, you can say that, and you can point out all of its shortcomings. It's a super easy concept to grasp. If you don't want people to point out problems on an incomplete product, then don't charge for the incomplete product. Wait until it's ready and fully, complete for it then. It's so weird that we're devolving here where negative reviews are the devil. How could you possibly leave a negative review knowing that in the future it's going to be good? All you're doing is discouraging them from pushing forward and making this perfect product. I can't believe you would do something like this, you cruel, soulless bastard. You didn't even stop to consider the feelings of the company when you said those hurtful things about their product. It's just really frustrating. Reviews like Marquise Brownlee's are extremely important. When you're dealing with things that cost hundreds of dollars from companies that are going to do their best to mislead you on the product, you need to know what the truth is. So having reviewers like Marquise Brownlee cut through all the bullshit and just give you the cold hard facts about everything is invaluable. I don't know why people would actually want a world where all you can say is the most mushy-gushy nice things about everything. It's only positive reviews. That's not helpful to anybody at all, except the companies. But anyway, I guess this is the new norm now, where anytime Marquise Brownlee makes a negative review on a product, you'll have Twitter melting down about how he's executed another company. But the main thing that kills companies is bad products. So if you don't make something shitty, Marquise Brownlee won't be leaving a negative review on it. He's the most fair reviewer I've seen in quite a long time. So I think the best way to avoid this problem as a company would be to stop making dog shit. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to rant about this a bit. That's it. So yeah. What's always a good time is those really out-of-touch corporate conferences that pop up every now and then where a company gets its employees to attend this event where they talk about their upcoming announcements and they put on this big presentation for it, but they try and make it like a show. It looks like E3, but more corpo. And recently, Taco Bell did one, which I didn't know about until Stream told me, and theirs was actually pretty hype. I'm a Taco Bell fan, So I was actually kind of invested in this one. I wanted to see what their upcoming menu changes were and what they're adding. And it was a surprisingly enjoyable show they put together. Typically when it comes down to these suits making something to try and announce their upcoming projects, it's really out of touch and boring and miserable. And they get their employees to go there who, it's very clear they don't want to be there, but they have to fake enthusiasm like, yeah, oh cool, you changed the Staples logo. Ah, that's amazing! That kind of shit. Or if there's like an Amazon one, if they do these, it'd be like, and we're announcing you get 1 extra bathroom break per month, and we added 2 new buckets for you to piss in at the warehouse. And then the employees have to like clap, be like, hey, thanks, appreciate the generosity. Like, it's usually just very uncomfortable, which makes it something enjoyable to watch as a cringe spectacle. But Taco Bell's event was just surprisingly enjoyable and pretty wholesome all around from what we watched. So I just wanted to show you that because it was kind of fun. Did you watch the Taco Bell's E3 event where they announced their new menu? It was pretty hype. Taco Bell prevents Live Mas Live 2024. Wait, that's such a fire idea. They did their own E3 for a new menu? Taco Bell kind of fucking slaps. We did a couple videos, like tier lists, and also like ranking all of Taco Bell items. They're really good. They're like the last fast food chain I think needs a menu change, at least nothing drastic. And they also got rid of the cheesy gorditas, or whatever, what was it? Was that it? The cheesy gordita crunches? No. I don't remember, but they got rid of like a banger item. So I hope they don't get like too lost in their own sauce. It was the nacho fries. Oh, and the nacho fries. Quesarito. It was the quesarito they got rid of. And the nacho fries. Both of which, banger items. I don't know why they would do that. This is taken far more seriously than I thought it would be. This reminds me of when... Wow, wait. This guy looks like, from Morbius. The bad guy. I don't remember the goddamn villain's name. But this reminds me of when Staples did that huge conference for their new logo unveiling. You guys remember that? Where they're like, Staples, it's time for a change. And they made like this huge thing. They had this big dramatic conference. And then they're like, new logo. And it's the most boring shit ever. Like they changed one slight thing on it. It's the same energy. I like this kind of shit though. It's really silly. This one. What, you guys don't remember the Staples one? I even made a video on this back in a couple of years ago. They unbent the staple. Oh yeah, that's what it was. They unbent the staple. Whoa! What the fuck? They said it couldn't be done! Against all the odds. I know, I love this corporate shit though, it's so fun. And this lady really wants to stand up and start clapping, but she was early. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Ah! Damn right! Who do you think you are? I am. I'm ready. Oh shit.
Let's start with value. Hey, this isn't a new launch, but
got the whole seat, but I only need the edge.
Value brand. And while we haven't fully figured it out, we want to make them permanent. Now, we haven't figured it out yet.
They're doing it.
But that's what we want to do. Now, the other thing is, with our fries...
That was worth the whole conference in and of itself.
So we swapped ketchup for nacho cheese. But the thing that we found out is, like, you guys like a little heat with our nacho fries. Did anybody...
No. Oh, boy. Nope. Nope. You're losing me. You're heat?
Do a new collab this year
Nope.
with Secret.
Is it optional? Okay. Don't force it on me, please. I can't handle spiciness.
Fries, but everybody does. It makes a lot of sense for us. Taco Bell chicken nuggets. Yes way. Whoever
yeah, I fuck with that.
Yes way, girl.
I do fuck with that.
You're gonna get some. Chicken nuggets belong at Taco Bell? He thinks so. He thinks so.
Let's get a little more energy, guys. These are chicken nuggets at Taco Bell. What don't you understand? Fucking erupt. Woo! Bigger than the Super Bowl.
Musician. They need to grow up a little bit. They need a little glow up. So, I'm going to be the first one to introduce to you our brand new Taco Bell hot sauce packets. Let's look at them.
What? What? No! They did it! They've changed the packet sauce game. It'll never be the same.
There you go. Those are our new sauce packets coming this year.
Cool.
Now, the green sauce, can we talk about? We are launching a brand new menu next year.
Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Something new. Let's see it.
Talk a little bit about it. Look at that.
Way now.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's looking good.
Oh. To try when this menu drops in March. We excited about that?
In March? Wait, that's right around the corner.
Right.
Oh, let's go.
Soon enough. Now we're always listening.
I couldn't wait any longer. Thank God. It unironically looks pretty decent though.
And we're looking for the hot brand. Families celebrate birthdays, and we have a birthday in the house.
Oh shit! Who's the birthday boy?
Can we play one more time, please?
Who is it?
Thank you.
You're getting a free Cantina menu membership for at least a month.
Turns 20 years old this year. 20 years old.
I see.
The tropical
Okay.
lime storm that we all know and love is turning 20 years old this year.
Baited.
And to celebrate, we're going to throw Baja Blast a birthday party. An ice cream party to be
Thanks you some Nick.
exact. Everybody likes this, right? How about everybody gets to try this in Taco Bell's this summer?
Oh!
Baja Blast Gelato will be in every one of our
Actually,
Taco Bells for a
unironically
very,
kind of
very
fire.
limited time at the end of the summer.
It's actually kind of hard to give Taco Bell any kind of shit or even be sarcastic because I actually really like Taco Bell food, and this looks pretty good. Like a Baja Blast Gelato, what the fuck? That sounds like it'll go hard. And having like the actual chicken menu, a great idea. It's about fucking time. Bringing back the nacho fries permanently, also great idea. No mention of the quesarito, that word's probably blacklisted from their vocabulary. A little unfortunate, but overall still pretty impressed.
And what you see, this looks like a regular Crunchwrap, right?
I'd agree.
Oh, it's not. When you look inside, that is a Cheez-It inside.
What have you done?
16 times the size of a regular Cheez-It, I present to you the Cheez-It Crunchwrap.
You've gone too far! No! You can't mix those!
It will make you want to make it rain Cheez-Its every day.
Fuck!
Cheez-It
We're in the end game.
the size of a regular Cheez-It.
Hey, thanks Taco Bell, I'm excited. I'll try it. Yeah, they're playing God over there at the Taco Bell R&D department, putting a fucking 16 times the size Cheez-It in a Crunchwrap. They've gone mad. They've gone truly mad. He announces it the same way Steve Jobs announced the iPhone. Yeah, except this is bigger. This is gonna change flavor forever. This was just as good as waiting for GTA 6. Hey, it's up there. It is up there, I would say. Is this their first Taco Bell Live Moss Live? Or do they do this every year and I've just missed it? Is this canon? Yeah, no, this is canon. They probably hired Kojima to create their new menu items. Sam, I need you to deliver these Taco Bell ingredients to Shit Fart Man so he can create the new menu. No, like I said, I actually am a Taco Bell fan. I never really had it seriously until recently. Because I remember when I was a kid, I hated it. When I was a kid, the quality of Taco Bell was laughable. I feel like most people had that experience when they were younger. Like just one bad Taco Bell outing or something with your friends and it's just trash and you feel bad. And then I ate it again pretty recently, like for the tier list, and then we had like every item from the Taco Bell menu. And I fucking love it. Like it's actually super good. Worst Taco Bell item? I don't remember. Like I said, we did a whole video on it. I can't remember what our lowest tier item was. I'll have to go back and check it out. Even the worst item at Taco Bell, though, was better than the best item at Burger King, though, for comparison. Well, 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 if it isn't another sad reminder that you don't own anything in the modern age, and you just gotta put that in your pipe and smoke it with a smile on your face and say, "Thanks, Corpo, may I have some more?" I know I just made a video on this topic a couple weeks ago after Ubisoft publicly came out and put their own dick in their mouth saying gamers need to come to terms without actually owning the games they pay for, or something to that effect. Basically just saying, when you purchase a digital game, you don't really own it. We all know that. It's not some like tight-lipped secret. When you purchase a digital copy of something, you don't really own anything. You're just granted permission to access it because you paid the admission fee. But it can be taken away from you at any time for any reason. If your account gets banned, or if the service shuts down, or if the license deal expires, it can leave and you just lose access to it. Even though you paid for it, you don't really own anything besides just like their word that you can use it. And that can be taken away at any time. And today we just saw a really massive case of a ton of people losing things they paid a ton of money for because of the closure of a service known as Funimation. This is probably something that's near and dear to the hearts of many of you watching. Funimation has been a staple in anime for quite some time, and in 2021, Funimation and Crunchyroll performed a fusion dance. They merged together, and then today it was announced that Funimation is officially shutting down. They're closing the doors, and they're letting it sail off into the sunset. Except the name of the boat that it's sailing off in is the Titanic, and it's currently hitting the fucking iceberg and causing a massive problem. Because with Funimation closing, Crunchyroll has announced that a lot of the digital goods that many users purchased over the years, such as like Blu-ray, special features, and a myriad of other things, will no longer be accessible because Crunchyroll does not support it. So things people have paid a lot of money for are just gone once this shuts down on April 2nd. So you're just going to lose access to it forever because you never owned it in the first place. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's the way things are trending, and between that and AI girlfriends popping off, the future's looking weird. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse for this announcement here, just when you thought it might be safe to sleep on your stomach tonight, Crunchyroll swoops in and violates your butt while you slumber by announcing that it's going to be increasing its subscription price substantially to $100 per year starting on January 28th of 2025. So now you're going to be paying more for the pleasure of losing things you had previously paid for. That's nefarious. That's downright diabolical. This practice is becoming more common than the cold, with companies taking away access to things that you had paid for, because when it comes to digital goods like this, you don't really own shit. And these companies have proven that they are not shy about taking it away. So naturally, that leaves people with three options. The first one, which I think is the worst one, be a mindless consumer who just buy product, get excited for new product, and that's it. You don't care. Yes, you paid for all of these digital items, but you knew what you were getting into, so they took it away. Wah, 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 call the wambulance, get a side of French fries, rub some dirt in it and be done with it. You don't care that much, and you'll continue to just accept the shit they feed you. That is very much an option, and you'll keep subscribing to every streaming service under the sun that keeps popping up like a fucking hydra, because there's a million of them now. The second option, you start buying physical media. Because if you actually own something tangible, the only way they take it back is if they physically take it from you. Like taking a toy from a toddler. So even though Funimation shuts down here, if you bought the physical Blu-ray for Attack on Titan or something, instead of buying the special features and everything through Funimation, you would still have it here and could still enjoy it because you legitimately own something. And then the third option, which I think is going to become the most popular option, if it's not already. Piracy. You set out on the seas yourself, the 7 seas, and you say, well, enough of this swashbuckling, it's time to show these scallywags what it's really about, and you start pirating all of your content. And there's a lot of benefits to that. 1, it's free. 2, it's more convenient now than actually subscribing to the streaming services because everything is so splintered and shot off into all kinds of different places. I talked about this in the last video I made, but best example is the one Donkey gave about trying to watch all of Pokemon. If you try and watch the entire Pokemon series, you have to go through like 15 different streaming services to get every season because Netflix has like 1 through 5, then fucking Booble.org or something has season 6, and then Roku's got season 7, then you gotta go back to Netflix for season 8, and you just like this giant scavenger hunt. It's really inconvenient and it's very expensive. It would be cheaper if you bought the physical media in that case, and it's also even cheaper if you just pirated it, which a lot of people are choosing to do. Not something I'm advocating for, I'm just talking about the reality of the situation that we're in now, where it's extremely convoluted and difficult, just a massive fucking headache to legitimately try and buy like the things you want now when it comes to streaming, because licensing agreements expire and things go different places. So you have to keep like following it around if you want access to it still, and it's a nuisance. It's significantly more convenient just to pirate it now for most people. In the words of Gabe Newell, piracy is a customer service issue, or something to that effect. That's his quote, and he's right. There, right now, the offer is bad. You get an incomplete product sometimes when episodes are taken off, like in SpongeBob's case, where 2 episodes were censored, so you don't even get the full product that you want. And in this case that we're seeing now, you can just lose access to it at any time because you don't fucking own it. You don't actually own anything at all. So when the service closes, in this case Funimation, it's just wiped. It is scrubbed from existence, and the things you paid for cease to exist, because they weren't really yours in the first place. Except for some of the things they mention that will transfer over to Crunchyroll, but it's not everything, and there's a big chunk of people that purchased a lot more that will no longer make it over. And I just think that's unacceptable. If you buy something, it should be yours. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and promote piracy by any means. I'm just laying out the brass tacks here, you know. If you can't handle the truth, stay out of the kitchen. Or that's definitely not how the expression goes, but you know what I'm fucking saying. If the heat's too much, get the pot off the stove. The point is, when you pirate something, even though it's digital, you own it. You have the files. They're on your system now. You get those, you know, fucking cherished files. You have it. And even when Funimation closes, if you had pirated the Attack on Titan Blu-ray, you have the files. You don't lose them when this shuts down. So you're just literally, it's like actually safer if you pirate it, because you don't have the risk of losing it unless for some reason Crunchyroll hacks your shit and takes it back from you, which I don't see happening anytime soon. And then another thing is you get the complete product. So in the case of SpongeBob, you can get all of SpongeBob, including the censored episodes. And when it comes to convenience, piracy catches the W there too, because you can get all of like Pokemon 1 through fucking 50, however many seasons there are, conveniently in one place, and you don't have to just keep bouncing all over the internet to try and find where this next season's located. So it's just much more convenient. Every decision that the industry is making right now in this gold rush for streaming services is pushing more and more people towards piracy. They are actively pushing people away because they're making it significantly more difficult and significantly scummier and significantly more expensive. What a recipe for disaster. So more people are going to continue to lean into just pirating the content. Especially when it comes to anime. Jiminy Christmas, Crunchyroll started as a platform where you could watch pirated anime. It was literally a piracy site that got so popular that it was able to become legit. And now, I think with this move, not only is it more expensive with the subscription price increase, but so many customers just got fucked who were with Funimation that I think a lot more people are just going to say, to hell with it, I'll just start pirating again. Now, of course, not everyone, like I'm sure there's going to be like a spike in Crunchyroll subscriptions, but I really think over time it's going to prove to be detrimental. It's, again, it's just one of those things where more and more people are going to start to wake up to the fact that they don't really own anything, and I think most sensible people will be rightfully upset about that and a bit concerned about the future of not owning anything, that I think they'll start turning to either physical media or even more piracy being even more popular. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. This is something that I've been very passionate about recently because we keep seeing time and time again things being taken away that we had paid for, because we're entering this age where they recognize they can do that and get away with it. But yeah, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. What a wild year for the WWE, and really wrestling as a whole. If you don't know, they've recently announced a merger with the UFC's parent company, forming a $21 billion powerhouse, and this is huge. I mean, you can already see my cat's reaction, pure stun and disbelief at this wild move. I was originally going to make this video the day of the announcement because I was so blown away by it, but then I decided, let's play it safe. Let's wait on the sidelines here to see if anything else crazy happens this week. Because I thought anything was possible. I was half expecting Macho Man Randy Savage to descend from the heavens to put the kibosh on this merger. Just say, no siree, not on my watch, and just fucking shut it all down before it even began. But it seems the dust has settled. This merger is the future of the WWE, and reactions to it are mixed. to say the least. But I will tell you something everyone agrees on. Vince McMahon out here looking like a WWE 2K23 created wrestler. He is looking odd, and his hair looks cel-shaded. Dude looks like a car salesman who's trying to sell me a car that doesn't run. I don't know who convinced him that mustache was a good idea. I wouldn't tell my worst enemy to go out in public with that thing on their face. It looks like he just pecked the exhaust pipe of his truck right before going on stage. But aside from just clowning on Vince McMahon for an awful facial hair decision, there's actually quite a bit I want to talk about with the WWE itself, even outside of the merger, because a lot's been happening this year for it. Now, as I've mentioned, I grew up on Attitude Era Wrestling. I cherish it. It's very near and dear to my heart. I've only recently, over the last couple years, been getting back into the modern era of wrestling, but god damn it, I'd be lying if I said growing up one of my dreams wasn't to be like Kane. And I came close, honestly. I'm only 6 feet shorter and 300 pounds lighter than Kane, but just wait until I hit my growth spurt in the next couple years. There's still a chance. Point is, I always loved wrestling. I kind of fell out of love with it in the mid-2000s era, maybe early 2010s, and recently been getting back on the saddle and getting into the hype. I've been getting so into it that we started our own wrestling league, the Moist Wrestling League. The first episode went up last month between Chainsaw and Dow Jones, and I'm happy to announce that episode 2 premieres tonight at 8 p.m. EST. So about 5 hours after this video goes live, MWL episode 2 will drop, and I swear to God, you might need a medical professional on standby with the defibrillator because the action, the testosterone overload, as well as just the adrenaline from watching it might just give you a heart attack. So 8 p.m. EST tonight, the new MWL episode drops. Now back to the WWE situation. Now, buckle your seatbelt because I'm about to take you on a bit of a high-speed ride of lore real quick. So Vince McMahon was actually kind of forced out of control of the company after a multitude of different scandals and a ton of bad business practices. I'm not going to sit here and go through the laundry list of fucking business war crimes Vince McMahon has committed over the years. It'd be a 10-hour video. The guy's a piece of shit. He's done terrible things throughout his entire career. And last year, he was kind of forced to retire. And in his stead, he was replaced by Triple H. So Triple H assumed control of the creative direction of the WWE, and he'd been fucking crushing it. Triple H, I think, had been doing a great job making some very hype shows, amazing moments. Yeah, most recent WrestleMania, obviously, an absolute banger. That shit was a heater. And he was, I really think, killing it. But after this merger, many fans are concerned that Triple H is now going to just be toilet paper to wipe the WWE's ass. Now that the merger's gone through, Vince McMahon seems to be assuming a more active role in the creative direction of the WWE. He's kind of clawed back that power to become the head honcho instead of top the throne, which means Triple H's vision and direction won't necessarily be the final say-so or anything like that, like it has been for the last 6 or so months. So fans are concerned that this is going to lead to the WWE having a bit of a decline in quality. And it's a legitimate concern because now that Vince McMahon is kind of back in the driver's seat, Triple H doesn't have that crucial role that he did before. Even though he's kind of in the same position, Vince McMahon is now there as well as a creative influence that has the say-so too. So overall, the merger is just leaving fans a little worried about the direction the WWE is going to go in now, since most people have appreciated the recent WWE direction under Triple H as the creative head. It just makes them wonder and scratch their head. Is it going to be shitty now? Is it going to go lame? Is it going to be some pussy shit? Like, what's going to happen next? And that's kind of where we're at right now. This is a huge merger. Like, even if you're not a fan of the UFC or the WWE, these two companies merging like this under one big umbrella is huge. That's a $21 billion valued business right there. And obviously, this opens the door up to a lot of crossover. So Conor McGregor, for instance, was kind of teasing about being like a WWE champion as well as UFC champ, shit like that. And you could have the opposite happen. Like Brock Lesnar, for example, is a WWE wrestler, has been for a long time, but also did compete in the MMA, in the UFC. Like, there is a lot of room for crossover now, which leads to a lot of potential, which I think is kind of exciting, even if the direction of a lot of the crossovers might be a little weak. I've always appreciated goofy crossover stuff, so I think that has a lot of potential to be fun. But who knows, really? This isn't the only big thing the WWE's been experimenting with recently. I think many of you may have forgotten, or maybe never even knew in the first place, but Vince McMahon was actually trying to legalize betting on the scripted matches of the WWE. I shit you not. He was trying to pitch his case to allow gambling on the matches in the WWE. Sorry to tell you, Santa's not real. I know we all know this. This isn't some big revelation, but the outcomes are scripted. That is known. And people know the outcome on the inside. And Vince McMahon was trying to argue that it's, you know, fucking trade secret. It's the Krabby Patty secret formula. No one in the outside is ever going to know who the winner is going to be. Thus, it should be fair to gamble and bet on these for fans. Which is such a silly and outrageous idea, because even if you don't know 100% what the scripted outcome is, fans aren't stupid, you know? Vince McMahon thinks everyone's out there after getting a fucking lobotomy or something. Like, people can follow storylines and have a very good guess at who is most likely going to emerge victorious in a match, thus it makes betting on it super easy. Plus, there's also plenty of ways of just farming that from the inside. People are going to find out what the script is. People are going to figure out who wins, and you could easily just bet on it. It's such a stupid idea. I can't believe they actually tried to pitch it and convince them with a straight face that it should be allowed and would work. There are just so many problems with the idea of betting on scripted outcomes. There's people that know it and can easily just exploit it. But yeah, that was just a really silly one. I don't think that's going anywhere as of right now, at least not that I've seen. I don't have any updates to it other than them desperately trying to figure out ways to convince regulators that it should be allowed. But yeah, the WWE's in a really weird spot right now, especially with its diehard fans that have supported them for years. I mean, look at Io. She's on the edge of her seat here, wondering what's going to happen with the WWE after this merger. Just like all of us, we're all waiting on bated breath to see if the WWE quality really does go down the shitter after this, or if it ends up being a net positive and somehow makes it better. We'll just have to tune in and see, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I thought it was pretty wild, and that's about it. So yeah. Monster Energy files lawsuit against indie game over title. Monster Energy has filed a lawsuit against the indie game Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals. This time the company claimed the developer Glowstick Entertainment broke copyright with the horror game's title. So, no, wait. So if I go on Steam right now, I bet I have a game with monster in the title. Clash of Monsters, Garshasp. Well, they wouldn't fuck with Garshasp. He's way too powerful. Monster Hunter, Monster Challenge. So are they trying to like own the word monster? Because this seems like such a weird topic or target. I don't know this game, but I can't imagine it's like super huge. Yeah, I just read that they did this to Ubisoft Gods and Monsters, and of course Ubisoft, being the cucks they are, fucking bent the knee to it, I guess. Company has expanded its settlement terms by preventing Glowstick Entertainment from ever using green and white logo on a black background. What the fuck? Huh? How is their title confusingly similar to the energy drink in any way? What in tarnation? How? It's not like it's just called Monster. It is literally called Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals. So it's even plural, too. How is there any level of confusion? This is some awful litigious bullying for no reason. How popular is this game? I'm unfamiliar with it. Is it a big game? Is that why they're doing it? There is 8 people playing this game right now with a 24-hour peak of 17 hours, and the all-time peak was 254. Why are you targeting them? Why? What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. They actually went out of their way to find an obscure title to be an asshole to them. This game came out in 2020 as well. It's not even like it's a new thing. It looks like they're trying to set a legal precedent to sue bigger companies. Oh, interesting. That is very nefarious. I'm not knowledgeable enough on the law to know if that's like actually a plausible strategy, but they did successfully bully Ubisoft, which is, it's a lot bigger than Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals. So why would they then downsize? Own the right to the word monster? That fucking sucked for me because my Steam name is Monster. That'd be brutal for me. It's got to be personal. Yeah, maybe someone on the Monster legal force played Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals and he was like, "Damn, this is fucking awful. I'm gonna send them something. I'm gonna sue them." Imagine Rockstar doing that. Brother, we don't even have to imagine. Did you guys forget when Take-Two did that to It Takes Two? Take-Two owns Rockstar. So I guess it wasn't Rockstar themselves, it was Extension. Additionally, Livings posted an official document from Monster Energy to explain their lawsuit's terms. As seen in the image, Monster is pushing to prohibit the word monster in the game's name, claw-like designs, or green and black imagery. Glowstick Entertainment also won't be able to use the word beast or unleash. What is this? What has happened to us as a species? What the fuck? It is well known that Monster Energy is a notorious trademark troll. Unfortunately, they're at it again. For a company that likes to target their drinks at gamers, they also like to try and bully and bankrupt game studios with lengthy, high-dollar litigation. Monster was actually shoehorned into Death Stranding. I guarantee you, somewhere in that game, the words monster, beast, or unleashed was used. That'd be quite a beautiful plot twist if they sued that game after forcing their way in there to be ham-fisted into it. Oh, that's right, they did remove it, didn't they? That's right. Living's plans to fight Monster Energy in court. Dishonest companies like Monster Energy depend on doing their bullying in secret while presenting a clean image to their base, athletes and gamers, he said. Showing their true face publicly is the only real way to stop them. Bro, hats off to this guy. Like I said, I don't know the game. It's not a game I have ever heard of before, but I really hope this blows up their game. I hope they get tons of players and it turns out to be just like this hidden gem. This guy seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He gets it. Monster Energy's past legal battles include suing an Ohio restaurant for containing the word monster on its sign, a Georgia welder for using a similar M logo, and a man's aquarium hobby forum called Monster Fish Keepers. Yeah, this one makes sense. Shame on you. This would have confused me too. If I go to Monster Fish Keepers, I would be wondering, where can I purchase the energy drink? What's all this shit about crustaceans, right? Like, I'd be confused as fuck. That would be a legitimate cause for concern. Those are so close. It has the electrolytes the fish crave. They're gonna try to copyright the Monster Mash next. Thanks to the bits doobie. That's a great fucking idea, actually. Make MWL with Monster vs. Dasani. Not the Dasani part, but having a character in the MWL just named Monster and see if we can get our names in the headlines with Monster Energy suing us. That'd be huge for us. Spread the Moist Wrestling League a bit further. That's a great idea. By getting sued. Yeah, but they wouldn't win the lawsuit. There's no shot. Having a wrestler named Monster and then trying to make the argument that it's confusing for Monster Energy somehow. Like, this is just a frivolous dog shit nothingness. There's just, I can't imagine a world where they could actually win this if it ever makes it to trial. Because who the fuck is going to confuse a Steam game called Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals with Monster Energy? It's just to bully them and keep trying to monopolize the word monster, I guess. I mean, Apple tried to trademark the word apple and the court just said no. I'm sure it'll be a similar case here. Oh, I'm confident they win this. I mean, again, I can't imagine a world where Monster Energy somehow makes a compelling argument that this game is somehow confusing for their brand to their customers, unless Monster's going to have some kind of bombshell revelation during discovery where it's revealed that Monster Energy is actually shrinking everyone's IQ and turning everyone into fucking lobotomites where they can't process a difference between a video game and an energy drink. That they think their customers are so fucking stupid that they're gonna get confused here because they see the word monster and caveman brain activate, so they assume it's an energy drink. Like, I just can't imagine a world where they can make, like, a compelling argument. I wonder how they even found the game. The only way that I could envision the way they found this is that they were on Steam literally looking for anything with the word monster in it to be a target of a lawsuit. That's the only way they'd be able to find it, because again, this game has only ever had 274 players at its peak. That is its biggest player count. It's not a massive game. But I hope it turns into one as a result of all of this. They went out of their way to find someone to sue. It's not the game, it's the font. You're putting words in their mouth, unless it's in this lawsuit. I didn't read the actual lawsuit, but even still, the font is still far removed, and it is still plural monsters, and doesn't match that closely. The only thing in common is that it's all squiggly and spooky, whereas this one, I just don't see it even being close. But that's also not even the argument they were making, I don't think. They were saying that it's confusing for their brand to the customers. Right now, there is the wackiest legal battle I've ever learned about going on in the shadows. There's a secret war between major food brands and the FDA, mainly cereal producers like General Mills and Kellogg's, because the FDA is proposing new guidelines on the term healthy when it relates to things like their cereal. And under these new potential guidelines, their cereals would have to erase that term from their marketing. And they're not too happy about it. They're wiggling their fingers saying, no, 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 we have a First Amendment right to free speech, which they have been using for years to effectively lie and mislead their customers into thinking that their cereals aren't bad for them. Free speech is a beautiful and sacred, wonderful thing that plays no role in this corporate greed and false advertisement. I think it should be obvious that corporations can't just make shit up and make any claims they want to, just pull random, like, nonsense claims out of their ass for their products in order to sell it. Like, there needs to be some truth to the claims. Like, this is not a free speech issue. This is literally just bad business practice and fucking lying. Alleged lying. I want to make it clear, alleged. General Mills and Kellogg's have been fucking shaking their fists and wiggling in anger at this whole situation. I don't want them to get mad at me, too. Alleged. Take a peek at this puppy. Fruity Pebbles and Lucky Charms threaten to block healthy food labeling guidelines in court, saying it limits their free speech. The proposed FDA rule mandates that foods labeled as healthy must contain a major food group such as dairy, fruits, or whole grains, and must fit certain limits on saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. The rule limits cereals, for example, to no more than 2.5 grams of sugar per serving in order to be labeled healthy. A restriction food manufacturers claim would exclude over 95% of ready-to-eat cereals. Holy shit, yes. What? Which is great. That is good news. That's huge. It's about fucking time. I couldn't tell you the amount of people that for some reason are brainwashed into believing these fucking labels that their goddamn Frosted Flakes or whatever are healthy for them. It's nuts. That is long overdue. Among the most vocal food companies are producers of high-sugar cereals which are largely marketed to children and have been criticized as a driver of the obesity epidemic in America. Because they are. In a joint filing made last month, the largest cereal producers in the country, General Mills, Kellogg's, and post-consumer brands, decried the proposed nutritional criteria and threatened to file a lawsuit challenging the guidelines as a violation of corporate free speech rights. You absolute slimy worms. Corporate free speech rights to lie to consumers. We have a right to say whatever we want to sell our product. And how dare you try and strip that from us, even though it's a blatant lie. Most cereal, like Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, are not healthy. And that it's a complete fucking sham and a joke that some of those boxes have that term plastered on there. In the cereal industry, the word healthy has less meaning than the word literally. It is completely devalued because they've been able to skirt these guidelines and get away with labeling things like fucking Lucky Charms as healthy when it's not. It's there for one purpose and one purpose only: to mislead customers into thinking that what they're purchasing isn't bad for them. Even though it's nothing but a giant fucking sugar bomb. You're purchasing just a ton of sugar. And for some reason, they've been able to call it healthy for a long time now. It's very deceptive. It's literally just false advertisement. And I don't think that's slanderous to say. I don't know if General Mills and Kellogg's are watching this, but I don't think that's slanderous. There is tons and tons of research to indicate the role that high sugar shit like cereal plays a massive role in the obesity epidemic that America's been experiencing for quite some time now. And finally, the FDA is doing something worthwhile of stepping in and saying, it's about time we restrict this a little bit more. You can't just slap healthy on anything you want to willy-nilly. We're going to stop being so loosey-goosey with healthy. From now on, it's going to need to adhere to stricter guidelines. I'm actually surprised they didn't double down. Instead of calling their foods healthy, I'm surprised they didn't try and say, like, doctor recommended Cinnamon Toast Crunch, #1 pediatrician recommended Fruity Pebbles. Like, really go hog wild on trying to mislead people into thinking it's good for you. They did go hard on fortified for a while, saying it's fortified with crucial vitamins and minerals and all that. But I feel like they could have gone even more hog wild with it. What about protein cereals that cost like $8 a box? You're getting into these really fringe cereals I don't know about. I can't tell you which are healthy and what aren't of the ones you're listing. All I'm saying is I'm agreeing that 95% of these cereals would absolutely be wiped from the healthy label because they're not. Like, they're straight up not. The sugar that's present there isn't like natural sugars either most of the time. So you can't even make it the argument that, like, oh no, but what about the cereal with 30 grams of sugar, but it's all healthy sugars? Because that's never the case. The rule, if finalized in its present form, the companies wrote, would be open to legal challenge in that it violates the First Amendment by prohibiting truthful, non-misleading claims in an unjustified manner and also exceeds FDA's statutory authority in several ways. It's so frightening that corporations can bully an organization whose sole goal should be the safety of the products that we consume on a daily basis. Prohibiting truthful, non-misleading claims, but that is the exact opposite of what these claims are. Slapping healthy on Fruity Pebbles is an affront to God. The organization contend that the healthy labeling requirements are an unconstitutional overreach of government power. Food companies, the Washington Legal Foundation argued, have constitutionally protected commercial speech rights covering their ability to use the term healthy to describe their added sugar products. This is terrifying. This is just scary. What the fuck? Nobody should want a world where corporations can pull claims out of their ass without ever having to prove them or verify their authenticity or ensure that the claims are truthful. That is a horrifying world. They could literally be boxing up poison and selling it to you with a smile on their face and with the word healthy slapped on the box, and nothing would be done about it. They are fighting tooth and nail to defend their right to literally fucking lie to customers about how healthy their foods are. They are not, by any stretch of imagination, by any definition, healthy. And yet they've been able to get away with using that term for so long that they refuse to let it go. They become so accustomed to lying to their consumers that they are now throwing this massive public hissy fit, this legal battle. The FDA, the Washington Legal Foundation, wrote in its brief, cannot explain why consumers cannot make their own healthy decisions based on nutritional labeling data. Rather, it seeks to limit the food company's speech. Oh my god, it's like listening to someone cry victim on Twitter, but from a corporation. What are you talking about, man? You're just blatantly lying on your products. Obesity's on like an absolute astronomical come up, and you're slapping healthy on some of the foods that are a big contributor of it. What are you talking about? The group does not disclose its donors and did not respond to a request for comment. In previous years, the Corn Refiners Association, a lobby group that represents the high fructose corn syrup industry, has disclosed financial ties to the Washington Legal Foundation. Can't believe that. Drug companies including Purdue Pharma, the makers of OxyContin, have used the Washington Legal Foundation to challenge government rules and establish legal precedent to reduce the ability for prosecutors to seek criminal charges for drug company executives. You love a story with some heroes you can root for, like the Washington Legal Foundation fighting for the little guys, like drug company executives. The joint filing from cereal manufacturers not only scorn the labeling rules, but also argue that sugary cereals pose no health risks and are in fact beneficial to society and childhood health. Love that. What a great claim. The company stated that they view the extremely strict guidelines as alarming because cereal is one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense breakfast choices a person, adult, or child can make, with a wide range of options to suit different cultures, preferences, and tastes. Cereals, the companies claimed, are already recognized for nutritional benefits, given their inclusion in a range of federal programs that serve the nation's vulnerable populations, such as the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, and the National School Lunch Program. This is so foul. It's candy in the morning. It is literally candy in the morning. And yet they're here with a straight face saying that it's nutrient dense. Well, it is one of the most nutrient dense breakfast choices a person, adult, or child can make. And saying that it poses no health risks and is actually beneficial to society and childhood health. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Next, they're going to argue nutritional facts are unconstitutional. Yeah, we shouldn't have to say what's in our cereals. We shouldn't have to say what's in our food. It's to protect our right to privacy. Oh man, this is so fucked. How does this just keep getting worse? The company's charged that cereal delivers on nutrition when eaten alone, but when consumed as part of a breakfast, it elevates the nutrition further, with cereal eaters exhibiting an overall higher diet quality. As evidence, the filings cites a 2019 study conducted by in-house researchers employed by General Mills, the maker of Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Trix, among other brands. They're doing it again, right in front of our face. Do you guys remember, and I've talked about it a lot, but some of you might also remember, there was a period of time, not that long ago, like 25, 30-ish years ago, where the entire America, all of America, vilified fat. They said the fat in our food is making us fat. This is why we're getting obese, because of fat in our food. And sugar was actually looked at as the good guy. Those studies were paid for by companies like this that were trying to placate their responsibility for the contribution they played to the obesity epidemic and put all of it on top of fat. And they're doing it again right here in 2019, trying to make arguments that eating cereal actually helps eaters exhibit an overall higher diet quality, I guess. That's so crazy. The agency, they wrote, should recognize the beneficial role of sugar. Sugar plays a role in foods beyond palatability. It controls water activity, creates texture, adds bulk, and also contributes to flavor complexity. We are literally going back in time. Literally going back in time. They're trying to make sugar a hero again. Sugar is actually really good for you. It is healthy to eat 30 grams of sugar in the morning with our cereal. Independent research, however, have found that diets high in processed foods and sugar intake are linked to obesity, diabetes, higher risk of stroke, obesity-related cancers, hypertension, and dental diseases. You don't say. You're telling me that the research that wasn't paid for by the actual sugar-producing cereal company said something totally different? That I just can't believe. Let's rewind the clocks here for a minute and go back in time to a more peaceful time before the apocalypse, before the coronavirus pandemic hit, before the Fire Nation attacked, before even Karens plagued this wasteland. We're going back to earlier this year when I posted a video talking about a go-kart race that I competed in. In this video, I mentioned a company that I own briefly called Human Media Group. We put on that goofy go-kart event and it was a lot of fun, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the company because I've been getting a lot of questions about it and a lot has happened with it recently. So in a nutshell, Human Media Group was started by Matt and I a little over a year ago because we noticed pretty much everyone that worked in the online field, friends of mine and shit like that, were just getting taken advantage of left and right, you know, getting butt-fucked by demonetization on YouTube for no good reason, or if they did have advertisers and sponsors, they were getting fucked in the mouth without them even knowing about it. Just a lot of shady, scummy shit and very predatory, taking advantage of everyone who worked in the online field. So Matt and I wanted to come up with a better way of helping these people follow their dreams and make it a financially viable career where they didn't have to worry about some demonetization bullshit or just really shady agencies and companies taking advantage of them. So that's why we started Human Media Group, and the name is pretty simple. The reason it's called Human Media Group is because anyone that does anything online knows how fucking difficult it is to talk to an actual human being at any of these companies. You just talk to soulless androids or lobotomized zombies or just AI itself. You never really get a human connection with any of these companies, whether it's agencies or the platforms themselves. And we wanted to actually be there for everyone that's on board with us to really offer just a full suite of services and help them out whenever they need it, even beyond just sponsors and advertising. But that has been the main thing we've done with the people on board with us, is just getting them consistent sponsors for their videos so they have a nice, reliable source of income that they don't need to like fucking stay awake with cold sweats at night worrying about, well, is an algorithm going to take this away with some weird demonetization because I accidentally pinched out a wet fart during the video. And we're really proud of that because it allows the creators to not have to, you know, censor themselves or change things about what they want to make. They can go through with their artistic vision with whatever content they're creating and not have to worry about losing money because of it, thanks to just having the sponsors on board. So we're very proud of that. And we work with a wide array of content creators, mainly YouTubers right now, that range from your traditional, not advertiser-friendly brand risks like Cold Ones, Too Mad, How To Basic, shit like that. And by the way, the brand risk shit is just a whole bunch of garbage. Nobody's really a brand risk online unless they're just filming themselves going around to churches, burning them down and pissing on the ashes. It's just a whole bunch of goddamn nonsense. But we also work with the more family-friendly channels as well, such as Ireland Boys and More J Stew, finding sponsors for all kinds of different content, and it's just something that we've been very proud of. But even just beyond finding sponsors, we also offer like a full legal team to help creators fight bullshit strikes on YouTube, whether it's like a copyright strike or community guidelines that was just a algorithmic malfunction, and then on streams as well, DMCA strikes. We do have a team that can help in that department as well if the creators need it. Overall, the whole idea of Human Media Group was just being able to help creators make a living following their passion and just offering everything they could possibly need if they want it from us. We don't like lock people down with like a ball and chain and butt plug or anything like that. We take sponsors to them and we offer deals for them if they want them, but they're also more than welcome to pursue other deals if they have other things on the table that aren't through us. Again, what we want to focus on is just helping all these creators in the best, most efficient ways possible. Now, if you watch my streams, you'll know who Matt is, the person that I founded this company with. Matt's been a friend of mine since middle school. He plays Destiny 2 with us on stream back when I indulged in that tedious chore getting raid ready, which again, I'm fucking scratching at my neck trying to resist the urge to hop back on and grind more for the next raid. But beside the point, you're probably familiar with Matt. He was also the drummer in 2019 Guy, and he shares the same passion I do for trying to help as many people in the online space as possible. And with that, we also brought on some other partners that share the same vision. We brought on Troy, Jeff, Richard, Ben, Joe. We have a decent sized team now that all wants to put the creators first and help out as many people as we can in the online space. And by doing this, the company's grown incredibly large over the last year, and now we do more work than just online content creators like YouTubers and streamers. We now work with athletes and celebrities like Flo Rida, and one of the biggest ones right now is the Gronkowski family, Rob Gronkowski, Chris, Glenn, Gordy. We do work with the entire family, and we try and bridge this gap between celebrity and online content creators so they can go ass to ass together and create cool, fun content together. And it's just a whole bunch of things that have just been really growing a lot recently. And I'm not saying all this is like a fucking Shark Tank pitch. The reason I'm talking about this is because I've been getting a lot of questions about it over the last couple months specifically. And I just thought it'd be a good idea just to share everything about it with all of you, because there will be a lot of things coming out about the Human Media Group over the next few months, especially from the Gronkowski side of things that I can't fully talk about yet. So I just thought I'd get ahead of it here and just tell you all about what the company is and what we aim to do. Just really all in all, we were tired of seeing up-and-coming creators and even well-established creators getting taken advantage of by these scummy, shady suits at these soulless businesses and just titty-twisting these creators without them even knowing it. You know, like you'd have an agency approach you in an email like, hey, we have a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship deal for $5,000 for you if you're interested. And you're like, wow, $5,000? That sounds fucking great. Yeah, I'm on board. But what you don't realize is that agency charged Raid $15,000 on your behalf, and they're just keeping 10 for themselves and giving you 5. Yeah, 5's still great, but you don't even know how much they're taking on their back end because they're not disclosing it to you because they've been getting away with it for so long and they know they can keep getting away with it. It's just a lot of fucking awful business practices that they've been employing for a long time, and we were just really tired of it, so we wanted to be there to put creators first and just be fully transparent with every deal we're bringing to them, what's going on, the cost of all this and that, and just even beyond the sponsorship deals and shit like that, just kind of being there when creators need us, like I mentioned with bullshit strikes, whether it's DMCA or copyright or something. That's something that we'd like to help people navigate, because it's very stressful and very confusing, especially with a lot of these primitive, archaic fucking systems that make Nintendo Online look innovative. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to make this video just to kind of briefly explain exactly what Human Media Group is and what we aim to achieve and kind of what we're all about. Because as Human Media Group grows, it's not like I'm hiding my involvement in it. I fucking helped found it with Matt. And I didn't want anyone to get maybe like a wrong idea, because companies in this space have such a negative reputation, and for good fucking reason. The companies in the online field suck actual fucking asshole. And I just really wanted to get out here and just explain exactly what we're trying to do and how we're trying to change that entire landscape of things there. So yeah, really that's about it. So yeah. I don't know how many people out there remember Movie Phone. It's a real fucking fossil from the past. Movie Phone was basically a hotline you would dial to find local show times if you didn't feel like searching for it, and it was really big in the 90s and even a little bit into the early 2000s to a certain extent, but it's completely fucking dead and obviously obsolete. Just saying what Movie Phone was even about is just kind of embarrassing. Just such an old-fashioned service. And just recently an article came out talking about Movie Phone. It is bankrupt and there's only one employee left. There is a single employee answering the phone. A company once valued at $400 million now has a single fucking goofy goober answering their hotline about movie times. It's like I Am Legend over there. He's Will Smith and we're just the fucking zombies trying to get some movie information out of him. When I read this article, obviously people were trying to call. I wanted to wait at least a day, so hopefully that hysteria would die down, because I'd really like to talk to this guy. I want to know what it's like. He is the last surviving member of an extinct species. This is like finding a Promethean in Mass Effect. This shit is fucking crazy. So I thought it'd be fun to call him, and I didn't know what to expect. I kind of was thinking like maybe this guy's locked in the 90s, so if you ask him about a modern movie, if you say something like The Avengers, he has no fucking clue what you're talking about. The Avengers? Did you mean Ghostbusters? I don't know, I thought it'd be a lot of fun, so let's get a little interview going with the last remaining employee of Movie Phone. I want this to be like some huge surprise, like they answer and it turns out it's my dad.
Hello. And thank you in advance for answering 3 fun, quick, and easy questions about travel.
Fuck travel.
Select callers. Would you like to visit the Caribbean?
Nope.
If yes, press 1. If no, press 2.
It's gonna be a 2 from me. I'm not trying to travel anywhere today.
Great, spectacular beaches and exciting amusement parks.
That's not what we're known for.
Would you like to visit Florida?
No, I fucking live here.
If yes, press 1. If no, press 2.
That's a no, I'm already here. I've already been condemned to this forsaken land.
If no, press 2.
It's a no again. I'm out, please.
Thank you for answering our questions. And congratulations. You and a guest will receive a free Florida-Bahamas cruise vacation for 2. You will have
That's not what I wanted. I just want to talk to a man about fucking movies. Jesus Christ, I didn't call this ancient hotline to win some completely outdated vacation package on the fucking Titanic or whatever.
To speak with a live cruise agent, please press 1 now.
I don't want a live cruise agent. I want a live movie nerd. Please.
To speak with a live cruise agent, please press 1
Oh god,
now.
I'm getting Dormammu'd. He's got me in a time loop and he's come to bargain with cruises.
Thank you for calling.
What? Did she just come on here to hang up on me? What the fuck did I dial then? Is Movie Phone now just being used for some fucking cruise scams? God damn. I'm gonna try a different number. Well, this sounds promising. That sounds like I'm dialing an old rotary phone. It's like I'm calling a phone in a dungeon. Listen to that. What the fuck is this? This is like a haunted, cursed line. This dude's gonna answer it and sound like a fucking necromancer or something. The Crypt Keeper.
I'm currently unable to take your call.
Holy shit.
Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will contact you as soon as possible.
What the fuck was that? I feel like I dialed a direct payphone to hell. Someone needs to help out that robot. It's running out of batteries, poor thing. I feel like I just reestablished connection with the dead Mars rover. Or this could be, you know, a Wall-E situation, but instead of being stranded on a planet, they're stranded in a movie phone headquarters. So I did a bit more research, and it turns out they fired the last employee. He finally got laid off. It must have been this game of tug-of-war where he just wouldn't leave the office until he got that last fucking paycheck that was never going to come, and then eventually they just convinced him to leave. I don't really know what happened, but this has been an extremely underwhelming conclusion to my quest. It's like the fucking Reddit safe where they open it and it's nothing but like an old pack of condoms and grease. I'm really disappointed. I had this whole fantasy in my head where I'd call this dude, we'd start talking about movies, start learning a little bit about each other, maybe we become friends or something, and, you know, it's just a little upsetting, to be honest. I think they need to update the articles to not say that there's a single employee manning the phones anymore, because it hurts me to say this, to hit you with the cold water, but he's not manning those phones anymore. It's now been taken over by those fucking robots selling shit cruises and fake stuff. And then that weird, like, malfunctioning robot. I don't know what's going on with that poor automaton, but hopefully someone fixes him, lubricates his gears or something, because he was struggling on that last phone call. But anyway, that's about it. Rest in peace, movie phone. And you fought the good fight, employee that was manning the phone. Wish I could have met you. That's it. See ya.